It's part two of my lesson. I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet. I guess I'll name it Israel. Israel was scattered, man. You know. And matter of fact, then that's one of the reasons why Israel was scattered, because they said that they was going to do all the things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told them to do, but they didn't. Now, back in the book of Exodus, chapter 24, Salakia, chapter 24, I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, "And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said all that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said we will do and be obedient." So that's why when the scripture says that with truce breakers, that's what it's talking about. They broke this truce right here, because this was a truce with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that we would follow all his laws, statutes, and commandments. You know? But our people went off and they started whoring after different gods, which they did right there at Mount Sinai. Even after saying that they was going to follow all the law, statutes, and commandments, anything that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told them to do, they was going to do it. But they broke it right there. You know. It says, verse 8 says, "And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have made with you concerning all these words." You know. So matter of fact, it's like when they had like back in the day, I remember like watching movies or whatever, and like when people wanted to be blood brothers. Now this is before that whole AIDS and all that stuff came out. You know, people would cut their finger tip or whatever, both of the people, and they would like rub it together and be like, "Now we're blood brothers." You know what I'm saying? So that's basically like what was happening right here, but on a higher level, because you was becoming the blood of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. You know? It says 9, Salaki, it says, "Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 other elders of Israel, and they saw the Most High of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw the Most High and did eat and drink. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them." So it was written on stone. That's why the Lord he wrote it on stone, right? Because he knew the hearts of our people, but they were hard headed, man. That's why he called it stiff necked, you know. And that's what our people are. That's the purpose of the laws being written on stone. But when we get into the kingdom and get them bodies, the Lord's going to write them on our inward parts. So you'll never be able to go off. You know, you'll never go off again. Um, Verse 13 says, "And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of the Most High. And he said unto the elders, Tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them." So yeah, he went up into the mount, which he went up into the chariot, man, on Mount Sinai, because the Most High, he landed his chariot on top of there. That's why it was like a burning, you know. So Moses went up in there, you know, and got the law, statutes, and commandments to come get to the people. But getting back, it says that was Exodus 24, 1 through 14. It says, "And the 70 disciples, Yahweh Shah sent out." All right, so that's Luke 10, 1 and 20, 1 through 20. You know, y'all could read that on your own when you get a chance. You know, and that tells you about the 70 that Yahweh Shah went and taught besides the disciples, man. You know, because they're like all you hear a lot about the 12 disciples, but they don't really speak on the 70, which those 70 were right with Yahweh Shah too, because he went and taught them himself, man. All right, it says it may be from these Christian versions of the tale that the translation receives its name, the Septuagint, Greek for 70. So that's where you got the Septuagint version, right? It says, however, it was done. The translation known as the Septuagint was definitely made. And it soon became the standard Greek translation of the Jews' scriptures, but the translation referred to the letter of Aristides, who was it says who was only the patriarch or law, the first five books of the Bible. Over the next 200 years or so, the remaining books of the Hebrew Bible were also translated into Greek and are generally considered part of the Septuagint. All right. Now it says influence of the Greek scriptures. It says the early Christians used the Septuagint when referring to the Hebrew Bible. In the New Testament, like I said, the New Testament was translated from the Greek to the English. Okay. It says in the New Testament, which is written in Greek, nearly all quotations from older scriptures were taken from the Septuagint. As a result, Christians gained great respect for this translation, and it was soon regarded as a Christian version for the reason some Jews of the early Christian era, man. So like when you read in the New Testament, that's why we use the well, I know in my camp, in the camp we got here, I told the brothers to get the my sword app, which is like a version of the blue letter, because you could go back and get the original the root of the word, the meaning. If you don't understand the word, you click on it, it'll have the G whatever, which the G is for Greek, and it'll have like say 1343 the number, you know, and you click on that and it'll give you the definition of the word, what it originally means, because Esau likes to play on words, man. You know, that's what he does. So if you want to know the meaning of a word and not in Esau's meaning, because they changed definitions of them throughout the course of time, you know. But this is I'm gonna finish it up with this, man, because this is it says Philo's variation on the tale. It says in the first century BC, the Jews philosopher Philo elaborated on the tale told in the letter of Aristides. According to Philo, the translators were housed on a on the scheduled island, scheduled island of Pharos, where there were no distractions besides nature itself to interpret their work. It was on that same island of Pharos the that King Ptolemy II also built the lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Unlike the scholars in the story told by Aristides, Philo contends that all 72 of the scholars translated every word of the text, despite the probability that each scholar would have used different words in translating a particular passage. Every one of the 72 scholars used exactly the same Greek words to translate the entire Hebrew text. Miraculously, their translations were exactly the same, even though they had not consulted one another, as Aristides holds they had. This proved that the Septuagint was inspired by the Most High. There it go right there, man. It was inspired by the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Because they wasn't even together. They broke up in different groups, but they used the exact same words. Okay? They used the exact same words. So that's how you know. What's that second, I believe it's 2 Peter 1 and 20. If I'm not mistaken, let me grab that real quick. You know? Cause that tell you, yo, that's your power right there, man. So that lets you know, that even though in translation, when they try to say the Bible's tampered with and this, that, and the third, you know, yep, it is. Here it go. It's it's prophecies in the New Testament, also as it is in the Old Testament. But these brothers were not around each other. They might have been on the same island, but they were in different groups. All right. And they use the exact same words. That's how you know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua was dealing with these men to translate them texts. Why? Because those texts came directly from him, man. You know? So you can't twist up the Lord's words at all, man. So this is 2 Peter chapter 1 and 20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation, man. All right. So they ain't make these things up, man. All they did was translate, and it came from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. Straight from his mouth, man. All right. You can't never twist up the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Even though Esau tried to do it and do it, guess what? The truth is coming out. That's why the famine of the word is like we really right here on it, man. You know, pursuing the book of Amos 8 and 11. All right. It says Philo ends by stating there is an annual festival of pharaohs when Jews and Gentiles come from afar to thank the Most High for the translation made by the 72 scholars, man. So they say Jews and Gentiles, but I believe right there that's all Israelites, man, because they're the only ones that's going to be thankful for these scriptures. Why? Because it's us, man. It's our heritage. You know, these scriptures are gospel, man. Which gospel is good news, man. You know, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it right there, man. You know, just want to say to Akia, man, stay strong, man. We almost out of here, man. You know, I did a lesson last night, on the update of World War III, man. Cause we right here, and they getting the missiles ready, man. They getting the missiles ready. So I ain't gonna be with that, man. Shalom, Akia.